Hi, I'm Dr. Alexandra Anderson.
And I'm Dr. Andrea Ormonde.
And we run Alta Health and Performance, and we're here with Running Warehouse to talk about the best warm-up for runners. Let's get to it. All right, so if you're like most runners, you probably just head out the door, go out for your run without much thought for a warm-up. Not only might this lead to a slower first few miles, but it also opens you up to a little bit higher chance of injury. We really think that a warm-up is important, and when you warm up, you should be warming up your nervous system so that your body can better be prepared to accept and control the high impact forces that you receive with each step when you run. The first exercise I'm going to take Andrea through is our single leg runner stance. So Andrea, I'm going to have you come face me. I'm going to have you form a tripod with your foot. So our tripod is 3 points of contact between the ground and our foot. So underneath the ball of your big toe, underneath the ball of your little toe, underneath here, and the point of your heel. I want you to evenly distribute your weight on those points. And now I want you to start to shift your weight to your left leg. I want you to think about those points as you squeeze your left glute, and I want you to drive your right knee up like a high knee drill and freeze. Hold that. Keep pressing that tripod into the ground. Press your big toe into the ground, squeeze your glute. Bring your knee a little higher. Good. Now, I want you to kick your right hip back like you would in a running gait. So extend that hip, good. Good, you're still balancing through this left leg, you're squeezing your right glute, you're pointing your right toes. Your toes are not on the ground because we want to make sure you challenge your balance. Squeeze that right glute a little bit more, and now drive through for high knees, freeze. Make sure to drive this knee a little higher, squeeze that left glute, and extend that hip back. You can do this at varying speeds. You can do it really slow motion, or you can do it fast. Okay, so that was a single leg runner stance. We use that to take all the relevant joints and tissues through the motion of running, and also to challenge stability and balance through our stance leg. Next, we're going to do the hip airplanes. They have a very similar purpose as a single leg running stance. They're going to challenge balance at the hip, and they're also going to open up a communication pathway between the foot, the hip, and the deep core. So Andrea, I'm going to have you establish that tripod again on your left foot. I want you to start to shift your weight to your left leg and extend your right hip back behind you. I want you to squeeze that right glute as you extend that hip and point those toes as far back behind you as possible. Keep squeezing that glute, keep pressing your left big toe into the ground, and now I want you to start to explore your hip range of motion. So you're going to open up that hip on the left. Your whole torso is going to follow. Keep pointing those toes, keep squeezing that right glute, keep pushing that left big toe into the ground. Good. Now come back down to tabletop, and now you can even close that hip. So we're really waking up that entire hip joint and getting all the surrounding tissues to be ready to work for you on your run. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is the heel raise with a scoop. This is going to strengthen our posterior tibialis muscle, which lives deep in the back of our calf. The posterior tibialis muscle controls the rate of pronation. Remember, pronation isn't bad, it's a natural part of the gait cycle, but too much can be bad. So for this, we're going to use a prop. It's a little lacrosse ball. Andrea's going to place the lacrosse ball between her ankles, below the ankle bone at the heel. She's going to have her feet facing straight ahead, start to lean forward, press those toes into the ground, start to lift those heels off the ground, and as you lift those heels as high as you can off the ground, I want you to press your heels into the ball, scooping the heels inward towards each other. As high as you can, and slowly back down. All right, so now Andrea's going to turn around and show us how this is done so you can see from the back a little more clearly. So she's going to place that ball in between her heels, underneath the ankle bone. Feet are straight, parallel to each other. Lean forward, push your toes into the ground, and really lift those heels. And as you lift them, the crucial part is to push those heels together, scoop them inwards. That's what's challenging the posterior tibialis, and that's what's helping to control your rate of pronation. Okay, so for this last one, we're going to do thoracic spine rotation, so you don't need the ball. And it's just going to be gentle rotations through the spine. When we run, it's a contralateral pattern sport, so left leg forward, right arm forward. And to be able to do that, you need to have rotation through your thoracic spine. So I'm going to turn Andrea around here. This is your thoracic spine. If you can't rotate through there, you're going to compensate somewhere else. So for this one, really easy. Literally stand there, try to keep your hips straight, just some gentle fluid movement through that spine. Relax your shoulders, breathe, try to go a little further. Good. So those are some of our favorite warm-up movements for running. There's a lot that goes into this, so to truly understand it and get the most out of it, check out the article below.